What's up, you guys? Ethan here. So the saga continues. So first we had Wallstreetbets talking about, doing the short squeeze on GameStop stock. And now, there's a bunch of hype about silver. But there's also a lot of misinformation out there. And I thought I'd take this video and, some time here to talk about some of the things that I've seen, some of the things I've read, my own personal opinion, and, some of the things that I'm personally doing when it comes to this whole situation. Now, I want to start out by saying I'm not, I don't look like a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to anything that I say about any of this. It's just purely my opinion. Don't make any financial decisions based on what I say. Okay. All right. So to start out, I want to go over first the Wallstreetbets situation with silver and the alleged short squeeze that they're planning on doing. So about a day or 2 days ago, there was a post that was talking about, possibly another short squeeze opportunity in the silver market, specifically with ticker symbol AG, First Majestic Silver. And, the last time I checked, 23% of the float on ticker symbol AG, First Majestic Silver, was held short. Now, they were talking about that, and then you had the whole, Robinhood case evolving, where, they had the limit of where you could only sell, GameStop and AMC, and you could only buy like one share, only 10 options contracts, and all that kind of stuff. And so it really rubbed Robinhood traders the wrong way. And so a lot of Robinhood traders, kind of banded together and kind of left it. And, so no longer are they fans of Robinhood. And the people that fulfill Robinhood's orders is Citadel. And the people on Wallstreetbets were mentioning that, hey, Citadel has, a large position in SLV, which is the ETF for silver. I think they're like the sixth largest holder of it. And they're like, hey, these big companies, the ones that, rubbed us wrong, are the ones that are going to benefit the most from this if we short squeeze this. So basically the narrative was, okay, no longer is anyone really interested in short squeezing silver that much, specifically on Wallstreetbets, because of, the company and the names that are behind it. You got JP Morgan, you got Citadel, and they're going to be the ones that are going to, primarily benefit from an increase in the silver price. And so, the people on Wallstreetbets and the Robinhood users that were talking about that short squeeze no longer interested in it, because the very people that did them wrong are the people that could possibly benefit from it, from a rise in silver prices. So what happened is there's that, those first couple stories that were posted and the media just ran with it. And that, that could have prompted other buying. It's not really, I don't think it's really Wall Street people or Wallstreetbets people that pumped up silver. A lot of it was retail demand. I don't think the majority of it was from people on Wallstreetbets, but, that got into the media, and then everyone, kind of heard about it. And so then the frenzy just kind of built. And it shot through the roof. I think the highest I saw it was, silver spot was like $30.64 or something like that. And so it shot up a lot. And, at my local dealer, bullion dealer, premiums for like 1 to 99 ounces is almost $6, and premiums on Silver Eagles is $9. So it's crazy. And when you look at online dealers, all the online dealers are sold out right now, unless you want to pay like $40 an ounce for silver. That, of course, that's including the premium, but it's absolute madness. So I've been an investor in silver long before, this Wallstreetbets silver pump thing happened, allegedly in the media, long before, the pandemic hit, and long before, I think it was like 2018 is like when I got serious about it. And I believe the fundamentals then, and I believe them even more so now. This, Wallstreetbet silver pump thing, they're no longer really interested in buying silver. The media caught it, now they're kind of running with it. But I think that this will eventually fade. One thing that I do like that has come out of this is I think a lot of people have opened their eyes to silver. It presented silver to the masses, and so now silver is kind of like on people's minds. And one of the other things is with SLV, right, the ETF for silver, is JP Morgan holds the silver for SLV, right? You can take delivery of SLV if you want. I think there's like a minimum quantity that you have to, but allegedly whoever holds the silver for SLV has to have enough to pay out the entirety of, the SLV float. And, from my, I don't know this personally, but from what I've read and researched and, my research into precious metals is that typically, especially SLV, they don't have 100% of their, supply. If everyone, was able to say, hey, I want my silver, they wouldn't be able to fulfill it. So if you go online and you type in JP Morgan precious metals manipulation fine, you'll find a whole bunch of stuff on all these fines that JP Morgan has had to pay for their participation in precious metals price manipulation. So so JP Morgan holds the silver for SLV. Now you could look at that in a good way or a bad way. One way is if everyone wants their silver and they don't have silver and they see, a massive influx in SLV where people are buying it, they're like, oh, something's going on here. We need to get together and think of how we want to strategize to, go forward with this. It could also be, oh, we need to buy more silver because we don't have enough in reserves. Or it could also be, we see what's going on here with, price action, what people are doing. So then they're going to, try to pivot and position themselves. But they hold the silver in SLV. That's just crazy to me, guys. Like JP Morgan, that has been alleged and fined. I think it's billions of dollars they've been fined for alleged, or they've actually, they'll pay the fine. Paying the fine is easier than the, not having the opportunity to make money by manipulating the price of precious metals. Paying the fine is easier than that. So with that information, you could do what you want with it, make your own conclusions. Let me know in the comments, kind of what you think about it, what you're looking at with that, what your thoughts are on that. Also, if you haven't already, if you like, what I'm talking about and this kind of stuff, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps. Even though there's maybe only a couple people watching this, it is really cool that, try to build a little bit of a community here. Some people, especially the younger crowd, getting interested in silver and all that kind of stuff. It's awesome. So I want to continue talking about SLV, the silver ETF. So, silver SLV tends to track a little lower than spot silver does. And we had this really weird thing today happen. I wouldn't call it weird. But what happened is, we had this big spike in spot silver, right? That's physical silver, the price of physical silver. And when you look at SLV in pre-market hours, physical silver was up and, kind of doing this thing, whereas SLV was steadily going down. Now you can draw your own conclusions on what you think is causing that kind of stuff. I'm not here to say if it's one thing or another, but purely based on like a risk perspective, is the physical one. It's in your hand. It's real money. You have it. You own it, right? It's not a claim check like SLV, and you'll actually if you own physical silver, you'll actually be able to get it. Whereas who knows if you'll actually be able to take physical delivery of SLV. The other thing is it's correlated. Of course, it's a silver ETF, but spot silver and paper silver are not going to perform the same. You may have, and we saw this morning, right? It was up, both spot silver and SLV were up, but paper silver, SLV, was trending down, whereas physical silver was trending up. So, of course, if you own the physical silver, you would have been better off. So kind of circling back to the Wallstreetbets situation, is silver's a lot bigger market than just a stock. and however many shares GameStop has available. With precious metals, it's trillions. With GameStop, it's a couple billion with all this like craziness that's happening with it. But doing something like that to a singular stock is a lot easier than doing something to the entire precious metals market. Now, here's another point. When you look at the precious metals and you see, Citadel or JP Morgan or all these, hedge funds and, big suits looking at this stuff, they're going to make money, right? Like over the long term, like they're trying to make money. What are they most positioned in? It's not their number one thing, I'm sure, but they have a big exposure relative to physical silver. So it's like, what do they know that I don't know about the silver market? If they own it, hedge funds, tend to make money and a lot of it. What are they doing? Oh, okay, maybe I'll do what it is that they're doing. Kind of like finding out what their playbook is to be able to mirror, kind of what they're doing, because I can almost guarantee that hedge funds are going to make money over the long term, however you piece that together. Now, this is not the same as the short squeeze on GameStop. So in my personal opinion, I think the idea of continuing to squeeze GameStop it's pure gambling. Even a little bit before that, it's pure gambling right now. You had the short sellers that were going to sell, they shorted it at X and they went to, they think it's going to go to X divided by 2 or half of whatever they bought it for, whatever it is. So they had that spread. Maybe it was like a $20 spread from when they, buy back what they sold short to cover. I can almost guarantee that you still have hedge funds right now going in and shorting GameStop along the way. It is just a matter of time before the stock falls again, in my opinion. Now, one thing that this reminds me of is a quote by John Maynard Keynes: "Markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent." Hedge funds have billions of dollars of ammo compared to the little guy. They have basically an infinite supply of money to work with. In the long run, they're probably going to win, What happened with GameStop was awesome in the beginning, right? The point was proven, right? The hedge funds learned their lesson, supposedly, right? You saw what happened. They got short squeezed. They lost a bunch of money. Now here's another thing to think about, is you have someone that owns, there's always going to be someone that owns more shares than you do. It's basically like a game of chicken. Who's going to sell first? Because if the person that has more shares than you starts to sell, they're going to have more swing. I'm not talking, this is a very broad definition, not like if you have 5 and they have 7 or something like that, but they're going to swing more, and you're going to have the maximum exposure to the downside because they're going to be able to impact the price of the stock more than you will. Again, this isn't really on an individual level because you don't have that much of an impact, but on a broad scale. And so going back to that other point that I was making, these hedge funds, I would imagine that they are buying short positions or puts or something along the way. So now they're not going to make profits from, maybe they shorted it at 40 and they want it to go down to 20, from 40 down to 20, but from 350 down to 20 or 400 down to 20 or whatever it is. So at the end of the day, like these hedge funds are going to make out like bandits, right? Like they're still going to make a lot of money. And so talking, a little bit about markets, this isn't really like natural price discovery, right? Like Like if you go on Wall Street Bets, it's like everyone's got this plan. You know, you just buy it, hold it, buy it, hold it, buy it, hold it, and you know, diamond hands all the way. And it's not correlated to the value of the business, and I get that's not the point of this. The point is to stick it to the hedge funds, right? I would almost make the argument that what's happening now is very similar to what the hedge funds do in reverse, but it's kind of like the same idea is, you know, retail investors are trying to artificially, you know, increase the price to do over the hedge funds, whereas, you know, the hedge funds were also, you know, we have, you know, there's stuff you can read about this that they've been, you know, if they manipulated it or whatnot, like they have their own fair share of doing their things with stocks. And so, like, in my opinion, the idea of continuing to stick it to the man, that's past, right? It was awesome in the beginning, don't get me wrong. Like, this is like a movement. There's like a lot of things that will probably come out of this. Like, I don't think hedge funds will take out as large short positions. I think they're gonna, you know, watch, you know, what the total short position is in a company, and they're gonna try to limit their risk in that way. And they're not gonna, you know, short more than 100% of a stock. They're probably not even gonna get anywhere close to 100% short on a stock. But, you know, they learned a little bit of a lesson here, hopefully, which is good, you know. So this is like the same thing as Dogecoin, right? I don't believe in Dogecoin. You know, I think Dogecoin is a joke, in my opinion. And, you know, you have like Elon Musk pumps it. Elon Musk is a meme lord. There's ample evidence that proves that Elon Musk is a meme lord, right? We already know it. That is a fact. Elon Musk is a meme lord. So Elon Musk will make a tweet about Dogecoin and it'll pump up. But I've also seen in like on Wall Street Bets and, you know, other forums, is it's like everyone coordinates to go in on these Dogecoin or Ripple or whatever, and then they pump it up. And it's not, you know, it's artificial. It's not natural price discovery, in my opinion. And like I'm not immune to this stuff either, is another point. Like, I had money and I was ready to make a position in AG, you know, ticker symbol AG, First Majestic, because I read the news and I heard, oh, they're planning another bump like what they did in GameStop. And of course I did my research and found out that's not true anymore. And so, you know, that's another point. You know, do your own research. You know, be very thorough. Don't just speculate, right? You want to be an informed investor and make intelligent investing decisions. And there's another point to this. Like, I'm not buying GME or AMC or Nokia or any of that kind of stuff because I don't agree with the fundamentals of it. I think it's pure gambling. Same reason I don't buy Dogecoin or anything like that. The only cryptocurrency that really makes any sense to me anymore is Bitcoin. I personally don't own any Bitcoin. I plan on buying some in the future, but I don't own any as of this moment. But going back to the stocks, they don't make sense to me on a valuation perspective, right? Of course not. These are just being short squeezed and pumped, and it's a game of chicken basically in gambling to try to make money, right? I'm not going to risk my hard-earned money to go all in on a hedge fund coup that may or may not work out, keeping in mind markets are able to remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Also is like this doesn't resonate with my values. Like in the beginning, it was cool. Like when GameStop pumped and like the hedge funds lost a lot of money. But no longer, it's like getting drawn out, and it's like it did its pump. They lost, hedge funds lost money. It's like, oh, but now I think it's getting way too drawn out, and I think what's going to happen is exactly that. The market's able to remain irrational longer than you are to remain solvent, and that goes against trends. When you're trying to go against a trend, that's usually when, that's a quote that's applicable to that. And it's like you're going up against the hedge fund, and it's like they're going to have more firepower than you over the long run. And, it's about mitigating your risk and not falling victim to the inevitable, So myself personally, if you've watched anything on my channel, I'm really big into precious metals, particularly silver, gold and silver, primarily silver. I'm looking at, I like physical silver. I'm not really a fan of SLV. I have owned it in the past, but I don't really mess with it anymore. And silver miners, like AG, First Majestic Silver, stuff like that. Hopefully I'll be making more videos about that, going in depth of, silver miners and stuff like that, and some of the opportunities that are presented there, along with the physical side of it. All right, guys, so that was my little breakdown of, my take on what's going on with, Wallstreetbets and, the alleged silver pump that never really, became a thing, never really materialized, but, media ran with it and everyone started to believe the hype. There's a lot of things at play here. I think what we're probably going to see is we have this hype, the media and everything, and, everyone's talking about silver, silver, silver. It's going to pump like what it did. It's up to like 29.80, I think was the last time I checked it. Spot silver, 29.80 or whatever. It's going to have this, bump. Premiums are through the roof right now. Physical silver is going to have this bump. And then I think we're going to have a consolidation. Over the long run, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not investing in gold and silver looking for a pump like this or a short squeeze or some black swan event even though, for silver, like a black swan event is definitely in the cards, in my opinion, but I'm not looking for a short-term gain on, my precious metal stuff, stocks and physical. I'm looking at the long term. Last year, 41% of all the currency, US dollars in existence, was printed last year. 41% was added to the supply. That is like the fundamentals, the logistics of and the economics, right, of this is what makes me believe so much in physical, not just physical silver and gold, but in precious metals, because I've studied the history, I've studied the charts, I've read the books, all that good stuff. And it just makes so much sense to me. And I'm so passionate about it that's what I believe. I believe it, and that makes sense to me. And that's real money. Like, I believe in real money. If I buy physical gold and silver, I am buying real money. I own real money. And that's what I like so much about it, guys. It's like, it's something real, it's something tangible, right? And don't get me wrong, like, I invest in the stock market and stuff as well, but there's just something about physical gold and silver, like being real money, being, gold, king's money, that there's just so many good qualities that go for it, and so many reasons, so many, points about gold and silver that just makes so much sense to me. That's why, I'm so interested in it. That's why I'm so invested in it. That's why I believe in it so much. And that's why I talk to you guys about it, because I want you guys to be, I want everyone to be, have financial acumen so they can prepare themselves against whatever it is, the academic elite plan or central bank's plan or whatever it is, because there's a lot of stuff in the cards, guys, and it's kind of scary right now. And so, you know, the best thing anyone can do with any investment or anything is just educate yourself. You know, read books, watch YouTube videos, look at your sources that you're getting information from. Do your own due diligence, right? Look at the fundamentals, look at history, you know, what does that tell you? Those are all, you know, really good things to look at. And, you know, all those are the things that I've been doing. And so my hope with this YouTube channel I have here is to try to spread the message and spread the word and help educate and spread the knowledge that I have about this stuff so that you can make your own informed decisions about your financial future and not, you know, end up on the wrong end of whatever it is, the academic elite plan or central banks or whatever it is, because I want you guys to do well, right? I don't want anyone to have to suffer financially. All right, well, that was kind of a drawn out little rant about what's going on. Kind of my take, my opinions on what I see, what's going on. I hope you guys found some value out of it and you enjoyed it. I think I'm going to start to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I really appreciate it. Give it a nice little thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You know, if you like silver, if you like this video, give it one of these. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post another video, because I plan on doing a lot more of that in the future. All right, guys, with that, take care.